that I needed to change. So Harv really worked as a spiritual director as he molded and shaped and chipped away at some of the ugly stuff that he had grown and seen in my life, in my ministry. So again, at this point, and the fourth person was a man named Dave DeYoung. Dave worked, again, very much as a coach. And I found it, as I mentioned earlier, found it so amazing how there was this wonderful balance between both spiritual director and coaching in relationship, in this umbrella, in this timeline, that God at specific points drew out the people that I needed to help grow me and mentor and develop me as a person. Again, not by my own doing, but Christ, I really believe, led this. So, two significant points. Here and here. At about 26 years old, 27 years old, there was a man named Susanta, the leader of the organization that I served with in India. And he worked so much into my life in the area of really spiritually directing me, of just helping to shape who I am, and to shape and to change and to begin to show that there could be more to what I had sort of assumed was the most, and to just expand my borders of belief about who I could become, what God had already built and who He had already built me to be, and just what church and what faith could be. And he was an amazing man for that. So really a spiritual director. All of these relationships really directed me and pointed me towards Christ. Each of these people had faith and helped me to grow in my faith as I became closer to Christ. Closer to relationship, deeper in relationship with Christ. The second part of this video presentation that I'm going to work on is where I am at presently, who is involved in my life both from a spiritual directing perspective and a coaching perspective, and then to recognize where I would like to go and who I'd like to become, and what people and what things I might need to involve or incorporate to help get there. To continue with my timeline, over the course of the last 2 years, there have been 4 significant people that have been involved in my life. The first is a man named Dave Wood. Dave is my boss, specifically. He's the senior associate here at the church. And he has acted and worked in a way, definitely not a coach, definitely not a question asker, but very much as a spiritual director in just challenging faith and sharing his experiences and just really pushing me to become more than who I am. Rob Petkow would be the next, and he's also a pastor here on staff. Rob is actually a certified life coach, and he's worked very much as a question asker and as the guy who just believes in me and draws out of me great things. The next 2 are a man named Paul Fraser. And Paul is also a certified life coach. He's actually on our district executive for the Alberta PAOC, and has become a really good friend as we meet probably about once a month for breakfast, for lunch, and just share life very much we've connected in personality, connected in a lot of different ways like that, and it's been a great experience with him in that we really push each other, and in this case it's been very much one of a mutual relationship where we challenge each other, and he challenges me and I challenge him, and we often joke that it's kind of dangerous when we get together because we always come up with some new idea or scheme or brilliant plan for how to see more people saved and to work that out. So been one that's walked alongside me both in a coaching and in a spiritual directing role. And the last person that I presently have is a man named Brad Kennedy. And Brad again works very much in the coaching role. He runs a very, very successful business here in town, deals with and is the boss of a couple hundred staff, oversees hundreds of millions of dollars of business every year, $500 million of business, and has chosen to be willing to sit down with me again once a month and really just ask questions and to draw out of me the things that he sees in me. He's been a great encourager, but more than just an encourager, he's been one that has helped motivate me to be better than I am today. As I looked at the 4 people that I presently have, and you can kind of see that we're building some flower petals here, not intentional. As I looked at the 4 people that I presently have and sort of where I am now, I recognized that there are a couple things that I would like to grow in as a mentor, specifically as I walk out this next stage of my life. The first one is the art of listening. The second one is the ability to have to provide a safe place for people. The third one is that mentors learn together in a community of trust. The fourth one is that mentors uncover theology. And the fifth one is that they challenge assumptions. All 5 of these ideas are taken from Wright's picture of what a mentor needs to be. And I've drawn out these 5 as the sort of top 5 or things that I would like to become in the future. As I looked at these things and did a bit of a gap analysis between what I want to be and what I am right now, and as I looked at who I have in my life and who I might need to incorporate or bring in to help me get there, there's 3 specific that I really struggle with that I need to grow in. The first one is the art of listening. I believe for me to become a better active listener, I need to become more intentional in my relationship with Paul Fraser. Paul is a great active listener, and I've learned already so much from him just by being with him, just by watching, and just by learning the art and the technique of active listening as he's coached me. The second one that I need to focus on is a community of trust. It's not that people don't trust me, but I found that in my life I'm often far too busy. I'm running, moving, and then as people are trying to connect with me, I found that I'm not often able to build that closeness with them because I'm just moving too fast. To help me grow in that area, I turned